Hello, dear viewers, and welcome to yet another episode on the National Education Policy. Today's theme is NEP 2020 Connecting Dots. Before I begin, let me tell you some important things. First, this video is going to be an eye-opener for all the commerce teachers across Karnataka and all the teachers in higher education institutions in our state. Second important thing, this video is going to make all the teachers think as to how we can make teaching learning methodology effective. Think as to how we can involve our learners and really get the best out of them. So let me begin with my short presentation on the topic NEP 2020 Connecting the Dots. So before I proceed further and get into the topic proper, it is my ardent duty to congratulate all the stakeholders who have put together and have brought the NEP curriculum for commerce stream in record time. So I congratulate Government of Karnataka. I congratulate the Department of Collegiate Education, Bengaluru. I congratulate the State NEP Curriculum Draft Committee members of BCom and also Mangalore University Board of Studies in Commerce for bringing such a lovely curriculum that is a dream for every teacher and every learner of the stream of commerce. Now, when I say NEP, the road to NEP looks something like this. It is not going to be smooth. It's a terrain. There are chances that you may trip, you may fall. When I say you may trip, you may fall, I am talking about maybe the contents of the various courses. Maybe in-depth learning before I go to class. Maybe a little bit, feeling a little short of clarity on various concepts, because we are going to teach, we are going to learn new concepts altogether. So it is our responsibility to change the road and make it something like this. A road like this is a dream, but very important, we need to begin somewhere and see to it that the end result is this beautiful road which will take you, through the journey of NEP. Change is the order of the day. It is inevitable. And I would like to quote Mahatma Gandhi at this point of time. The great man said, "Be the change that you would like to see in the world." So I call upon all the teachers of commerce and all the teachers in general to first change our thought process, accept the change in higher education system, that is NEP, and see to it that we enjoy the journey. The journey is not going to be smooth. The journey is not going to be straightforward. There will be hiccups, there will be obstacles, there will be hindrances. And remember, the one who prepares well, I think, will be the leaders in times to come, as far as teaching is concerned. So once again, I quote Mahatma Gandhi, "You must be the change you wish to see in the world." When I say NEP, the road ahead, there are a lot of questions that comes to every teacher's mind. But the question regarding NEP in the mind of a teacher A, B, or C is going to vary. Few of the teachers may think NEP is just another thing like this. You're walking straight, you may have to change direction. Few of the teachers, that's still fine. Few of the teachers may feel, NEP is something like this. We are changing track. Still, I believe it's okay. But I think the set of teachers who think that NEP is something like this, we need to work really very, very hard. But let me assure you, let me tell you, with little knowledge of NEP that I have had in the past 1.5 month of my in-depth study and research, as far as NEP is concerned, the structure is concerned, I can tell you the journey is going to be very smooth. But one thing is we need to be aware. Awareness is very, very important. Now, why am I saying awareness is we are the torch bearers. We have a lamp in our hand, and there are a lot of people, that is the learners of the subject, who are right behind us or who are along with us, and only we have the lamp. I think we need to show to all our learners the right direction. So journey, as teachers could imagine, could be any of this kind, but I believe it is the course of time which will be making our journey very, very clear, and we will be able to tread smoothly as far as NEP is concerned. So initial teething problem, hiccups will be there whenever there is a change, but then we cannot say that we are not going to accept change, though the resistance was there initially. But I think we need to all embrace that change and we need to move ahead. Now, what are the dots that I'm talking about? My title focused on 3 dots, but this particular screen focuses on 4 dots. And I would like to present each of the dot. Now, when I say dot, I am talking about 2 important concerns. 2 important concerns. You can make it 3 as well. And one, what I believe should be the outcome in the course of time. Let's focus on the first dot that I have. One of the major concern that I see right now is the number of teaching learning hours that has to be incorporated in the college timetable. I'm going to show you the structure. I'm not going to discuss any of the courses in detail. 25 credits in the first 4 semesters. 29 hours in the timetable for a BCom and a BBA program. So I will just make this presentation, the Word document that I have right now. Now, the idea of taking this particular point as a concern is pretty simple. 29 hours in the college timetable, when I say, on an average, a student will have to have at least 6 hours per day. If not all 5 days, Monday to Friday, at least I should say around 5 hours for maybe 3 days, 6 hours for 2 days, and maybe Saturday 3 hours. Now, if you look at this particular model, which is right here, we see there are these many subjects or courses, as we call. This I have taken only for BCom, and same applies even for BBA as well. So we have 25 credits right here. 25 credits right here. But then important thing is, let's count the number of hours. We have the discipline core course 3. 4 into 3 is 12 hours. Then we have the open elective, which is 3. So 12 plus 3 is 15 hours. Then we have 4 into 2 languages, that is 8. So 15 plus 20, 15 plus 8 is 23 hours. Then we have digital fluency, 1 teaching hour, that is 24. 2 practical hours, that is 26. Then we have physical education yoga in the first semester, that is 2 hours, that makes it 28. And we have 1 teaching hour on health and wellness, that makes up for 29 hours. So my worry is, how can we involve students beyond classroom? When the students are in the classroom for almost 99% of the time, as far as teaching learning process is concerned. 29 hours in a week, you can imagine. 29 hours in a week, a first semester BCom or a BBA student is going to study. Even if I take 6 hours in a day from Monday to Friday, it makes up for 30 hours. And let's take Saturday 3 hours, so 33 hours. Now in that 33 hours, if you minus 4 days, so one day, there will be 6 hours of class. The remaining 5 days, remaining 4 days, that is from Tuesday to Friday, there are 5 hours. So 5 into 5 will be 25. So it will be 4 into 5, that is 20 hours. Then we'll have 6 hours on Monday. Let's imagine that's 26, and 3 hours on Saturday, that is 29 hours. So how can we involve our students for survey-based learning? That is my major concern. So if you see, in the first semester, it is 29 hours. In the second semester, it is 29 hours. In the third semester, it is 30 hours. In the fourth semester, it is 29 hours. Again, in the fifth semester, it is 25 hours. And in the sixth semester, it is 26 hours. I'm not touching upon the seventh and the eighth semester because that is more so to do with post-graduation. So 29 and 30 hours, if we say in a week, where is the students, where is the time for the learners, the students to explore themselves? That is a very important point that I wanted to raise. So this is my first major concern that I have, and as far as that first dot is concerned. Second, the most critical issue that we have right now is the 70-30 proportion. And I believe the 70-30 still focuses on examination, still focuses on memorizing, still focuses on the written aspect. Can we change? That is a question. As far as evaluation is concerned, let's look at this particular point. The existing structure, as I just mentioned, is 100 marks. We have 30 marks for continuous internal evaluation, which is further broken down into 10 and 20. 10 marks for the evaluation assessment throughout the SEM, and we have 20 marks as the internal assessment test. We have 2 tests of 25 marks each of 1 hour per course. That's fine. But the worry is the 70 marks semester end examination. So when we look at this, as a teacher, I am concerned. Because if we believe NEP has to be made really effective, I think we need to look beyond examination. Because presently, the structure that I see on my screen, or what has been proposed under NEP, focuses on written exams. Because a major portion, that is 70%, is allocated to semester end examination. So when I say that, this is a real concern. This is a real concern. And the question that I'm asking right now, if this is the way we are to implement NEP, how can we assess the skills of our students? How are we going to enhance the skills of our learners? And what will be the methodology for assessment of skills? Can this 70 marks written examination assess the skills of the students when only 10%, I would say? 10 marks, because again, 20 marks is again written examination, internal assessment test. Only 10 marks out of 30 is where the skills will be tested. Now, as I proceed further, and I did mention at the beginning, I am not just talking about issues. I am going to put forward a solution as well. That's why I said this video is going to make all the teachers think. But before this, I would like to quote my dear friend, Dr. Devi Prabha Alva. She's an associate professor at St. Agnes College, Autonomous, Bangalore. And I've heard this many times from her in the recent times. She says, or she quotes, the purpose of NEP will not be attained until and unless we change the evaluation pattern and start focusing more on developing skills and less on testing memory. From what we see right now, as far as NEP breakup of evaluation is concerned, 30 and 70, I think that 70 plus the 20 internal assessment test will focus more on memory. So do I present any solutions to what Madam Devi Prabha Alva has put forward? And I very happily I can say, yes, I have a solution for this. What if the NEP structure looks like this? If it could have been like this, 100 marks, 30 marks as usual, continuous internal evaluation, 70 marks, semester and examination. But this 70 marks is now broken into two parts of 20 and 50. 20 marks semester and practical examination, and 50 marks can be semester and written examination. When I say 20 marks semester and practical examination, I am not talking something in the air. I am giving a concrete solution for what I am saying. How can this 20 marks semester and practical exams be implemented as far as commerce stream is concerned? Maybe the other subject streams, they can have a look at it. Other courses stream, they can have a look at it. But this is how I propose the 20 marks breakup. How can we conduct semester and practical exams for 20 marks? I would like to answer 2 W's and 1 H. Which courses? Next is how, and third one is why. These are the 3 very important questions right now, though our focus right now is more on the H, and there is no time for W's now. So which courses? Practical exams as far as commerce is concerned can be conducted for discipline core courses, discipline specific elective, skill enhancement courses, and vocational courses. So though we have skill enhancement courses, let me be very clear. Again, it's a 50-50 combination, but if that can be broken up further so that the teachers are really empowered and they can involve themselves in skill-based teaching learning. So practical exams on these particular courses that we study under commerce. Next very important question is how. I believe this will provide you solutions. Let's divide the commerce courses into 2 parts. The theory subjects or theory courses, and we have practical papers. As far as theory papers are concerned, identify cases for application of the concepts and conduct case analysis and viva. This is in a practical exam mode, not in a written examination as we normally give a case study at the end of the question paper. So identify concept-based cases, conduct practical examination that is on case analysis, and conduct a viva as well. Based on the evaluation of the students' papers, I think viva can be done as to why not the other way. Now, what is the objective of doing so? That also I will put forward. Second very important thing is for practical papers. Now, as far as practical papers is concerned, every practical paper in commerce, we can identify around 10 to 14 types of problems in each course and make a list of the same for practical exams using Excel. So as a practical examiner, I visit another college allotted by the university. There are 14 types of questions which is already specified in the manual. I can suggest or provide any problem for a student to solve in that particular course, and the student will solve the same in an Excel sheet. Just imagine the kind of impact that it would make on the skill of a student. I am a commerce teacher. From a chapter, I may solve 10, 12, 15, 20 problems on the blackboard or the green board or a whiteboard. But until and unless we teach our learners how to solve problems on an Excel sheet, I don't think we are focusing on the very objective of NEP, and that is employability. So if we can conduct a practical examination, whether it's a theory paper, whether it's a practical paper, I have given you the idea. So I want you all to think on the basis of what I have said. I don't say that my thoughts are the end of the road. You can put your thoughts together, come out with a better idea as well, because it is the best ideas that needs to be put into practice. So I'm just giving, a feed for all the people to think. That's all. That is the only objective of this particular video. Now, why did I say that, these papers we should conduct practical examination? One very important, we can make our courses more evolving. As far as theory papers are concerned, if we do this case concept-wise case analysis and viva, I think we can encourage our learners to develop critical and analytical thinking skills. And as far as practical papers, solving problems through Excel is concerned, I think we are harnessing their technical skills, which will really help them apply and at the same time enhance their employability as well. So I have answered which, I have answered how. Now it's time for me to answer why. If you have studied NEP rightly, if you have studied the fine print of NEP 2020, employability is the ultimate destination. But very, very important, whatever teaching, learning happens, I think that is, or it should be, outcome-based learning. I think if we can do this, think in these lines and implement it at our university level, I will be happy. If it is done at the state level, I think outcome-based learning will surely happen. So my earnest request to all the teachers, if there are BOS members who are watching this video, just put your thoughts together. Imagine the future of our learners, whether this will really make them employable or not, and take the right decisions. I am an ordinary teacher. I can only put forward my idea, but to take up that idea and develop further, I leave it to you all. Let the good judgment prevail. Now, whatever I have said, whatever you see on the screen, I keep my hand on my heart and I say, I am always open for questioning. But very important thing is, do ask me the right question. That is the only request that I make. I hope I have brought the solution. I raised an issue, I raised a concern, but I also put forward a solution as well. I think if we can implement it, NEP will be truly effective. NEP will be truly efficient. At the same time, we will have outcome-based learning, and definitely it will focus on the employability of our students. The third dot that I want to speak about is teacher training for NEP courses at university level. There are different streams. There is BBA, there is BCom, BCA, BA, BSc, BSW. All teachers cannot be put together and trained together. There should be specific training program wise, or you can say course wise, so that the training, really helps a teacher. The plate is full and it really gets into the depth of the teacher as far as implementation of the same in the class is concerned. Percolating the idea, percolation of idea is very, very important as far as training is concerned. So as far as commerce teachers is concerned, I've just put together as to which are the areas that we can train our teachers on. Teacher training tips. This is just my idea. The future is really happening when you start feeling scared. Many of the teachers, I would say, are definitely scared. They are worried, concerned about the job, about what I need to do next semester. These are the issues we have. But I think it's time for all the teachers to make this statement very, very loudly. Dear past, thank you for all the lessons. And dear future, I am ready. So when I'm making this statement, how can a commerce teacher be ready? Some pointers, some tips that we need to focus on. Excel and PowerPoint capability enhancement. This is the first and the prominent area that all commerce and management teachers should focus on. Enhancing Excel skills, enhancing PowerPoint skills, because this is how we are going to reach out to our learners in the coming times. Blended teaching and learning methodology is in place. Though we are back to our offline classes, but I think an effective teacher will still be who can mix both online and offline mode of teaching. COVID has created a lot of opportunities. I don't want to talk about the negative side. It has created a lot of opportunities, opportunity to enhance your capability. So blended learning is in stay, and it will stay for a very long period of time. And effective teachers will use both the online and offline mode as far as their teaching learning methodology is concerned. Third important area that commerce teachers should look upon is hands-on stock market and investment analysis training. Very, very important. I have mentioned in my earlier video, earnest request to all my commerce teachers, be an investor. Bring in your experience of investing in stock market to the class. Speak experience. Experiential learning is what we need to give to our students. We cannot be just theoretical, just passing on the information which is there in the books to the students. I think if we have practical knowledge of the course that we teach, we can be an effective teacher. So I believe all commerce teachers should undergo stock market and investment analysis training. Entrepreneurship, very, very important aspect during the present time. If you have seen the various schemes of the government of India, government of Karnataka, there is a lot of fillip, lot of encouragement given for entrepreneurship ideas. So we want all our students to become entrepreneurs, but then it is just a dream, which I believe may not be fulfilled. Because I would say only 2 out of 10, I don't know whether that number is more, only 2 out of 10 can involve themselves in startups and entrepreneurship. Not all 10 can be. Let's understand, this is a hard fact. Not all understand what entrepreneurship. Not all have the temperament or perseverance to involve themselves in a startup. So let's be very clear. But there are a section of the students who would want to get into something of their own, start something of their own. I think as teachers, we need to be able to give them something as well. So I think in-depth entrepreneurship ideation will definitely help a teacher deliver to all the learners in and outside the classroom. Case-based experiential teaching methodology. That is what I was talking about. If the teacher can bring in his experience, rather than just talking theoretically, if the teacher can bring in the experience of getting involved in doing something, a social work teacher for that matter, if he or she is involved in social work, I think the experience of that can be brought into the classroom. But if we just teach in theoretical idea, I don't think it will really percolate among the students, and they will may not be able to match with what is taught and what exists in the outside world. So I think if the commerce teachers can be trained in these 5 areas, I think NEP can be implemented very, very easily and very, very effectively. And the last dot, it is not a concern, but I think it should be the end result of the journey called NEP. I think it is up to the state commerce team, the team at the university level, to put together their thoughts and create a pool of teachers, build a support system of experts for various courses at the state level. It is very, very important. A person who is really into that particular field can be called as an expert, and that person can put together his or her thoughts and give on the plate to the teachers as to what needs to be delivered inside the classroom. Relevant experience, if it can be brought, I think there is nothing better than that. So building a support system, because many of the teachers, young teachers especially, are not very sure as to how they are going to go about, as to how they are going to start. I think seniors have to take a little lead. Teachers with a little experience have to take a lead and guide all the young people, because ultimately it is going to be the young people who are going to carry forward, or rather better, the idea of NEP in times to come. So these are the 4 dots that I wanted to talk about. And ultimately what? There is something more that I want to say. What more can I add? These are a few points that I want to add. So I hope these 4 dots will make you think a little loudly. Talk to the other teachers in commerce department, put forward your thoughts, and maybe for the betterment of the student community, come out with something better, implementable, feasible to everyone. Moving further, what more can I add? What more can be done? This is one thing that I always looked upon from the time I became a teacher. And this has always been my proposal. Let's minus memory-based teaching learning. Let's focus on application-based learning. How? One very important thing is I would recommend for a commerce teachers at the university to prepare a handbook or a booklet called Formulas and Tables. You can name it as FAT, Formulas and Tables, and give the format of company or bank final accounts, statistical formulas, etc. for students referencing during the examination. Bank final accounts, company final accounts. Interesting point that I would say, even a banker may not know his balance sheet and the accounting notes to accounting format by heart, but a commerce student knows, because he or she has to by heart and write in the examination. That means we are focusing on memory. Statistical formulas, rather than memorizing, I think the outcome of this, we will encourage application-based learning rather than memorize. Just think about this. All the formulas, be it the costing formula, your material, labor, standard costing, everything in the form of a booklet and given to the student during an examination, and we try to get the best out of them. Application based learning rather than memorizing what is the formula. That is the first thing that we can do, immediate thing that we can discuss upon. Second, times have changed. Over a period of time, teaching methodology has to change. If it has not changed, has to change. Inculcate the present day teaching methodology like flipped classroom. Concept is simple. Hand over the material as to what you're going to discuss in the class next day to the students. Students will go through what is going to be discussed tomorrow, and every student comes prepared, and the teacher can play a role of a facilitator rather than a teacher. So facilitate the involvement of the learners. So play the role of a facilitator in the classroom rather than that of a teacher. I think teacher's role has to change from teaching to being a facilitator. Involve the students in the class. That is very, very important. And the last that I would like to say, make teaching learning a joyful experience with skill orientation to get the best out of your learners. Focus on learner engagement rather than content and delivery alone. Pre-NEP, the focus was on content. What am I going to say? And delivery, how am I going to say? But it's time now for me to create that environment. So C and D, content and delivery, is important. But I think we need to focus more on E now, making our class very, very engaging. So I would suggest an approach called TAP approach. Teach, ask, and play. If you can follow this particular approach, and tap, when you open the tap, there is a flow of water. Let there be flow of thoughts in the classroom. Let those thoughts come not only from the teacher, but also from the learners. When there is no wall, when the thoughts come from students and teachers together, I think the teaching learning experience will be very, very joyful. With this note, I rest whatever I have to say, and I leave you all with one critical point. Any queries that you have on whatever I have presented, please put it in the YouTube comment box. I will make an attempt. I am not sure whether I will have answers to all your questions, but I will make an attempt to answer all your questions. So till then, thank you very much. If you believe that this video has been really useful, you can share it with all the teachers of commerce within Karnataka, outside Karnataka, and tell them to share it with all the teachers concerned as well. And if you would like to connect with me, I am leaving my email ID. I am leaving my phone number as well. So feel free to connect with me. I think together we can. That is the message that I leave you all with. So thank you very much for your patient hearing, and don't forget to comment. I'll be waiting to answer all your queries. So thank you until we meet again.